Bill Belichick and Nick Saban are the two head coaches that I have admired the most from afar as far as two all-time greats, arguably in my generation at least. But what is the difference between Bill Belichick and Nick Saban? Is there really a difference? I don't think there's really a right or wrong answer. But one thing I appreciate about Nick Saban compared to Bill Belichick is that Nick Saban has proven to be able to put his ego aside in order to win championships much, much better compared to Bill Belichick has. Nick Saban has always been willing to adapt and evolve. Bill Belichick, right now today, he flatly refuses to change and adapt his philosophy. And it has cost him as far as wins and losses goes. Meanwhile, Nick Saban, he's been rewarded for being able to adapt. That is one area Nick Saban has Bill Belichick beaten in. Think about this, people. In 2017, when Nick Saban and the Alabama Crimson Tide lost in the national championship game to Deshaun Watson and an all-time great Clemson Tigers team, a lot of people were starting to write the Alabama Crimson Tide off. They said, oh, it's over. The Alabama dynasty is done. Nick Saban can't win anymore. You can't win anymore running the ball and playing great defense and just special teams. You got to be able to have a great quarterback, Nick Saban. You're going to get exposed. And you know what Nick Saban said? He threw in the towel. He said, yeah, you guys are right. I need to get more dynamic on offense. I need to change my philosophy. Maybe I do need to go out and get a Tua Tagovailoa to be my quarterback, a Mac Jones to be my quarterback, a Bryce Young to be my quarterback. All three guys that were first-round picks. I maybe need to start spreading the ball out and throwing the ball more and being dynamic. Ever since that national championship loss to Deshaun Watson and the Clemson Tigers, Nick Saban has gone on to win not one, but two national championships during a 6-year period, and he has extended his dynasty run. Bill Belichick, I got to be honest with you, before I get into the coaching side of things, Bill Belichick, to me from afar, has hired yes men on his staff. These guys, Matt Patricia, Joe Judge, even Steven Belichick, who is his son. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying these guys don't have talent and that they shouldn't have jobs in the NFL, but realistically, who is challenging Bill Belichick in New England? No one's doing it. You want to know why no one's doing it? Because if someone with any balls and guts was challenging Bill Belichick, they would tell him straight to his face, buddy, you've had a great run, but you need to adapt your system. You need to change your offense. We need more dynamic players, specifically at the wide receiver position. And flatly, Bill Belichick, the way you're going about things, it is outdated. It worked a long time ago. It does not work in 2023 and beyond. It just doesn't. For years, people have been saying the New England Patriots need to draft more better wide receivers. They need to go out and get a star wide receiver. Invest in the wide receiver position. Bill Belichick hasn't done that. He hasn't changed his offense. In fact, the biggest and most mind-boggling change Bill Belichick has made is he hired a defensive coordinator to run his offense. So you mean to tell me you got a hot dog specialist to go out there and make the best ice cream in the world? That's what you're going to do, Bill Belichick? That's essentially what you did, because a defensive coordinator does not specialize in cooking up Kyle Shanahan type offensive plays. It just doesn't work that way. I'm not saying the hot dog specialist can't eventually make you some good ice cream, but compared to other guys that specialize in, ice cream, hot dogs, offense, whatever the conversation is, it just doesn't work. Matt Patricia and these defensive coordinators, they specialize in defense. Offense is not their strength. No wonder you're going to struggle, okay? And when you don't have Tom Brady anymore, who at one point became the system in New England, Tom Brady did, you are going to struggle. Right now, today, no one is arguing that the New England Patriots are a top 10 team in the NFL. No one with common sense, no one who evaluates these rosters with any sense of detail is saying, yep, the Patriots have one of the 10 best teams in football. They're not saying these things because they're outdated. They're not even close to being a Super Bowl contender right now. And I got news for you. Just in their own division, right now today, the Buffalo Bills, the Miami Dolphins, and the New York Jets, they've got better players, they've got a better philosophy, and they're not outdated. The Patriots are outdated. If Bill Belichick wants to continue to try to compete for Super Bowls, he will need to put his ego aside and he will need to adapt. So far, post Tom Brady, Bill Belichick has refused to adapt his philosophy. Meanwhile, teams like the Rams, the Chiefs, the Buccaneers, led by Tom Brady at one point, they're winning Super Bowls because they're not outdated, they're not afraid to adjust, and they're hip to what works in the NFL. The New England Patriots, not so much, and that's why they've struggled so much post Tom Brady, in my opinion. And until Bill Belichick gets rid of all these yes men who just keep bigging him up, it's going to continue, and that's the unfortunate reality.